Kamram, and if this is your very first time, welcome to the group. I see that the group is expanding very quickly. I remember it was just 20 or 30 members, not like few weeks or months ago, and now we are 400 members strong. So happy that you all are here, and I'm happy to guide you like in your oil painting journey. So I'm very much excited to see where you guys are from and in what part of the oil painting journey you are in. What's your goal of oil painting? Why did you pick up oil painting? And what it is about oil painting that's exciting for you to wake up and do day after day. So let me know in the comments. And also, I'll be here for the next 10 to 15 minutes. I'll be going over a few concepts for beginner oil painters and even for people who have been painting for a while, uh, just to refresh on some of the oil painting skills. If you have any questions for the next 10 to 15 minutes while I'm here, please let me know. Okay, I think this is much better now. All right, perfect. Thank you for those who told me the volume was low. All right, so if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome, and if you are been here before, welcome back. All right, so very first thing that I wanted to share was I just released or published a video on how to avoid muddy colors if you're painting wet on wet. Most of my paintings have done entirely on wet on wet. I love doing alla prima, which is the painting done in one go. Or even if I've been painting over multiple days, I just make sure that the painting is still wet and that the medium that I'm using, which is the walnut oil, is the right walnut oil, which allows the painting to stay wet for certain period of time. If you're using alkyd walnut oil or alkyd any other medium, it enhances the drying time and it dries quicker. So just make sure what medium you are using. Okay, but before all of that, I wanted to talk one of the most fundamental and important concepts to producing vibrant, colorful paintings, and that is to keeping your brush clean. And this is not about keeping the brush clean after the painting is done, but it's about keeping the brush clean during the painting. So most of the times we ignore and we try to use the same brush for most of the stuff that we do on the canvas. And it results in the color mixing process which you don't intend, or you're unaware of it happening. So in this video, I just wanted to share about what I do during my painting process and how I keep my brush clean and how I avoid any unintentional muddy colors. All right. Okay. So the very first thing I would like to share is after you have loaded your paint from palette and you've gone on to the canvas and you have done your strokes, I would suggest to limit your strokes under 2 or 3 at the max. So make sure you are transferring the paint smoothly onto the canvas within 2 or 3 strokes. Anything more than that, you're just mixing the paint what's already there and it's gonna turn dull. You're gonna lose the vibrancy of it. If you're able to make a stroke and make it intentional within 1 stroke, that's the best. If you can do it within 2 strokes, that's the next best. If you can do it within 3 stroke, that's the lowest I want you to go, because any more than that, you are going to ruin what's already there, right? So make sure that after your stroke is done, like I in the video that I explained, which I mentioned earlier, I talk about 6 other techniques on how to avoid muddy colors, but this is one among it. So make sure that after your stroke is done, before you go back to your palette, make sure your brush is clean, right? So make sure that you have a very healthy brush, which is a clean brush. So before you dip this into your Gamsol or your any other paint thinners that you use, what I do is after the stroke is done, I wipe the excess off the brush first. That's the very first thing that I do. So I just, before adding it to the thinner or anywhere else, I first make sure that I wipe my brush clean with the paper towel. Now, after the excess paint has been done, all I do is I just dip my brush once or twice into the paint thinner and again wipe off the excess from the paper towel. You don't have to squiggle or squish around in your paint thinner. And because what that does is it ruins your paint thinner, like the consistency of it very quickly, and it makes it more muddy very fast, right? So instead of that, just dip it once or twice. You don't have to do any kind of cleaning there. So just dip it once or twice and then bring it out and then remove off the excess paint again from your paper towel. This cleans your brush at least 80%, okay, if not more. It cleans the brush 80%. And the other thing why I recommend not dipping your brush more and more in your paint thinner is that if you have any paint thinner left on your brush, and when you go back to mix your new paints, the main function of the paint thinner is to break down the paint. It breaks down the medium because that's how you are able to wipe off the paint in the very first place, right? So if you have any extra paint thinner on your brush, you are going to ruin the consistency of the paint when you are about to mix the paint on the palette. Okay, so make sure you don't use more and more. So you only have to use a little, wipe off the excess from your paper towel, go back to your palette, mix the paint as much as you want, because now you know that there's not much paint thinner and it's not going to ruin it, right? And also I see that many beginner artists, the paint thinner is very like it's very muddy and it's got a lot of pigment, and that adds to your brush, right? So that adds to your brush, and again, if you had that any more left on your brush and when you go back to your palette, you're going to add that to your paint mix, and that's going to ruin the consistency of whatever mixture that you are trying to create. Okay, so make sure you avoid that. So to repeat the whole process, after your stroke is done and when you are about to mix new batch of paint, make sure you wipe off the excess with paper towel and then dip your brush into the paint thinner just lightly once or twice, take it out, and again remove off the excess using the paper towel, and now your brush is clean. Okay, and then go ahead and mix the paint. If you have done a very good job in transferring the paint, then you will not have any paint left on your brush. If you have not done a good job in transferring the paint, then you will have paint on your brush. Okay, again, this is only during the initial stages because we need to add more and more. But as you go into the almost at the ending of the painting, you are going to have some more paint left on your brush because you don't need everything that's going to go on the canvas that you have on the brush, right? So if at the very beginning stages, make sure you unload the paint completely in those first 2 or 3 strokes. And then as you are at the end, make sure you just unload as much as you need and then take off the excess. And as you are progressing through the painting, make sure you don't dip your brush frequently in the paint thinner, because as you go more and more, remember you have to stack like thick, like fat over lean, right? So that's the rule. So when you're doing fat, by fat I mean more oil or more medium. Lean means less oil, less medium, more of thinner, or just more of anything which is not oil, right? So fat over lean. So as you're moving to the end of the painting, you need to have more fat, which means either pure paint from the tube or pure paint from the tube plus the medium that you're using, okay, not the thinner. So as you're moving to the end of the painting, make sure you don't dip your brush frequently to the paint thinner. Okay, so I hope this has helped you in your process of keeping the brush clean. Let me know in the comments how differently you do, or what are the steps that you take to keep your brushes clean. And if you haven't watched the video, I will link the YouTube video in the comments below. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to guide you. And if you want to work with me to fast track your oil painting journey, let me know in the comments. I have some amazing students who have progressed so much in this year, and I would happy to guide you to create a body of work in your style by the end of this year. All right, so I'll talk to you soon. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's getting ready to enjoy their weekend, and I'll be here. And okay, I got one comment. I wiped them out and use a blend of Dawn dish soap and Murphy's also. Yes. So this video I was talking more about like doing the cleaning during the painting process. Like after, yes, I do use the Dawn dish soap or other soaps too, but during the process of painting itself was the main idea as to how to keep it clean and avoid muddy colors, so that you don't reduce the vibrancy or dull your paintings while you do wet on wet. So yeah, all right, thank you. So I got someone to share their thoughts. You can also share your thoughts about how you keep your brushes clean during your painting or after your painting process too. And you can watch the video. I will put the link in the comment below. And thank you again for joining. If you have any other questions, you can put them in the comments below. I'll be happy to go over it and see and help you through your oil painting journey. All right. Thank you so much and have a good evening. Take care.